fucking breathe, weirdo. I don't know.
I am so here for this because literally every guy I've ever dated, can I add them? Like, these bitches thought they had us in the first half. This is gonna take for fucking ever, I swear. I used to have a torch. That's good. Alright, how's everybody's week going? See? Pew. All right, how are you guys doing? Are we flourishing on this? I don't know what date it is, hold on. Friday. It's high pitched, so I can't get copyrighted for it, right? But yeah, basically I'm not going to be playing any music during this podcast just because typically like podcasts don't, at least as far as like the ones that I listen to, they don't play music, you know, in the background like that or anything. So just because it makes it hard to kind of like concentrate and hear everybody out. So yeah, that's just like the reason that I won't be playing any like background music or anything like that, especially for the people who are listening to it, you know, as an audio. But the topics that I wanted to cover today are kind of just like a bunch of different topics, but the biggest ones that I really want to cover would just be like popular culture, current events that have recently taken place, like even just today, you know, on Friday. A fashion brand, or different like fashion brands that people have been putting me onto. Something big that everyone's kind of privy to right now, that's going on in like finance, and just a couple charitable causes that I would like people to be aware of and potentially donate to if they're interested in. So those are like the main topics that I'm going to try to hit in this podcast. I'm going to try to keep it down to an hour because I just don't want it to be too long, and people normally click out after like 7 minutes. So I just want it to be, you know, an hour and be done with it. So anyways, now that we're all saged and we know kind of like what what was that? We know what the topic is going to be, or the topics and what they're going to be. Oh, I also wanted to show you guys these two books because I've been getting DM'd a lot from people asking me, you know, what are your favorite two books, like ever. And I mean, that's like a little bit difficult, but I would say as far as like anthologies go. And as far as like self-help books go, these two would be my favorite. Again, this is not like novels, nonfiction, stuff like that. Like this would be considered, fiction. These would be considered nonfiction, right? You know what I'm saying? So like if we're talking about nonfiction, these would be my favorite like nonfiction pieces. But I can let you guys know my favorite fiction. Pretty much my favorite fiction novels and things like that would be like Harry Potter, The Lord of the Rings, even fucking, what was it called? The Fault in Our Stars. Yeah, I love the Green Brothers as well. But there are a lot of different like, and Nicholas Sparks. I mean, and then like the Lemony Snicket series. When I was a kid, I would read those, and like the Babysitter's Club. Just so many things. But yeah, I could go on and on about like my favorite like fiction reading. But anyways, for nonfiction, and specifically like my favorite anthology, this is my favorite anthology of all time. It's written by Tupac Shakur, and Tupac's full change name was Tupac Amaru Shakur, but his original name was, and I'm so sorry if I'm not pronouncing this correctly, Lisan or Lasani Parish Crooks. He was born in Brooklyn. I didn't even know that. But so he is the person whose anthology it is. Like it's his poetry. And I'm sure a lot of you have listened to his music and everything like that, but a lot of people don't realize that he did write poetry, and he was really prolific. And I just implore anyone to actually get his anthology, just because a lot of the poems in here are really, like I said, he was prolific, but they're really powerful. And you know, I've bought in assortments of anthologies and poetry books from different poets, and they're wonderful, but like they don't mean something like this means something, because there's so much more. Like these are love poems, and I'm like pointing towards here because this is where all my poems are, but these are like love poems, and they're beautiful, and they speak about heartache, but this speaks about real heartache. This speaks about real love, real oppression, real shit that goes on in people's lives. Like this is real. And if I could rate it, I would rate it a 12 out of 10. But yeah, it's really good, and it kind of gives you a side-by-side of like what he wrote and how he wrote it and how they like translated it. And basically every page has like his original next to it, so you know he really wrote it, and it's just super awesome. I'm just so glad that I invested in this, because I will have this literally for the rest of my life. And yeah, so anyways, I can go on more about Tupac. He knows. But anyways, my favorite self-growth book and spiritual book, I guess you could say, would be this one. And it's I didn't say the name of Tupac's anthology. It's called The Rose That Grew from Concrete, and you can get it. Don't buy it off Amazon. Just don't buy it off Amazon, because they don't need any more money. Buy it from a Black-owned bookstore locally. I did not do that, I swear. Okay. Not this, Elsa. Not us being hot girls. Alright, so the first topic I wanted to talk about was just my thoughts on, you know, transitioning vegan. Gosh, you know, like I just started this, and I feel like there's so much already that I just am like, oh my god, there's so much I need to talk about, because I've talked about it all before, but not in a documented process, other than like Twitter, but not like a recorded process of me like actually speaking it really. So without further ado, let's get started. So in 2016, I learned about veganism and what it is, and I learned about how terrible the meat industry is for the planet, essentially, and that, you know, and well, really in more like 2014, 2015, I was learning in a lot of like my science courses that we were well due past the carrying capacity for the earth itself, and it was just a really looming concept. It was very scary. They've touched on it in so much popular culture of recent times, like Euphoria, for example. I mean, there's so many movies and shows based upon it and based upon, you know, the world fundamentally ending and things of that nature. And given what we know about systems and societies, I saw something that said, what was it? So basically, if you Google how long, no, I'm not even gonna say it like that. So like, I'm not gonna say it that way. I'm not gonna bring up Google. Okay, because Google is like communist to fucking baby boomers. Okay. So, given the fact that we know that countries typically last around 250 years and that the United States is currently 245 years old, it makes sense that we're going into this new shift of like the New World Order and everything like that we've been pretty privy to for a while and we've all kind of been aware of. So anyways, what I was going to say is this is your daily reminder that canceling all student loan debt would shrink the racial wealth gap by more than half. Like, can you fucking fathom that? That's insane to me. And Forbes estimates it would practically close the wealth gap altogether. It's crazy. Anyways, what was the next thing I was gonna check? But anyways, this podcast is going to bounce like super back and forth, and I just hope you guys can keep up. But anyways, the thread was, have y'all, sorry, not you guys, I know that's like leaves out a lot of people. Have you tried any new foods recently? Any thoughts on it? Have you expanded your palate this month? And this thread on Twitter goes off. Like, I know recently I have been transitioning back to vegan. I was once vegan in 2016, but I really wasn't doing it the right way. And I didn't really have the resources nor the funds to do it. But now that I'm a little bit better off now, I've been trying to transition back into it and just doing it a lot healthier, you know, a lot more practically. But you know, this thread isn't like 100% vegan, but for the most part, it's just a really good thread, and it's got some vegan people in it. But if you guys want, I can pull up some of my favorite vegan Twitter influencers that I follow and just show you some pictures of their food, because if you saw it, you would be like, whoa. And even locally, a lot of the vegan restaurants that I go to, there's even a drive-through. I've got pictures of it, and it is literally like just looks so good. So you would never, like, a lot of people wouldn't really expect that. But anyways, so this thread, the very first thing, and this actually looks really, really good. She made pumpkin risotto and used farro instead of rice, along with Brussels sprouts, and I hope I'm saying this right, but pepitas. But anyways, this is the picture. I don't even know if you can see it because it's still kind of like zooming into my face. There you go. See? So fire. And then this girl said it looks amazing. Yes, it does. Someone said, I made a big vegetable stew. This other girl said, I'm a big fan of impossible meat, which is just like a vegan substitute for meat, like tofu or something like that. Try new recipes other than burgers or meatballs, Greek gyro, and Korean bulgogi. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering these names. Both delicious and available on their website. Oh, I'm guessing Impossible Meat is a brand. Someone said, I'm here to observe the comment section because I'm stuck in a food rut and tired of everything. This one person said, I bought a starter to start making my own tempeh again, and I'm incubating split pea tempeh for the first time. This one girl said she made a sweet potato curry. Ooh, that sounds so good. I would love to make that. That's actually, I'm going to screenshot that because that's something I want to make. And then a mushroom and broccoli soup. That sounds so fire. But yeah, honestly, I've just been really on a health kick lately, just trying to like eat out less and, you know, cook more. As difficult as it can be, it's very time consuming, but it's really worth it. And even if I do, like I said, have to go through like a drive-thru, I've been trying to go through the healthier vegan drive-thru. So yeah, I just wanted to share some of that with you guys, but I really do want to show you some of the vegan food that I've been eating recently. It has been so fire. Alright, so that was a vegan cheese, and it's basically was a margarita pizza, like The Office, you know, when Andy's like, oh yeah, a margarita pizza, and they're like, wait, like a regular pizza? But this was the vegan margarita pizza from Blue Moon, yeah, Blue Moon, near me. And yeah, can you see how my nail is like burnt on the side from using it as like a roach clip? The next one is this BLT that I had, and that is from the vegan drive-thru. Also, I'm so disappointed because I did not get the OP's name for this amazing vegan dish, and I'm so upset. Like, I literally just screenshotted it and I didn't even freaking save the to who made it. But if you guys can figure out who made this sandwich, it's a vegan pulled pork sandwich with like the what is it called? Oh, coleslaw on it. And then Chef Kai, she made these vegan brownies, and she has a Twitter where she posted like these pictures of them. All right, so this is another amazing vegan account on Twitter. Her name is Lele, or Lily, I think, and I'm gonna put her at over here. But this is one of the vegan dishes she made. Fire as fuck. And then this is one of the other ones. Does that not look so fucking fire? Go follow her. And then also, Plant-Based Bae. I'm going to put her at right here. Look at how pretty she is. Literally so gorgeous. But this is her vegan, one of her vegan dishes. Looks so good. That looks so fire. And then my girl Shar, she's super pretty too. I don't know why I didn't like show their selfies in the beginning. I literally like I've shown some of their selfies and not all of them, but you all, on every person that like made these foods is freaking gorgeous, on top of being like an incredible. I didn't show the selfies for the first couple of people because I didn't think about it, but literally every chef or person who made the food is like so good looking. It's crazy. But the food, oh my gosh, like this is all vegan. Like look at that. Oh my god, that mango salad looks to die for. And then yeah, you can still have sweets and stuff like that. So as a lot of you guys know who just recently started investing, trading, you know, doing digital currency, like cryptocurrency, you know, Bitcoin, or, you know, like the foreign market trading or whatever, that you probably are aware of the fact that, you know, on Reddit it blew up and people were keeping each other updated. Basically, people are saying that, you know, the collective, like on Reddit and everyone on Twitter and stuff like that, that they exposed the free market and literally did it in like a 3-day span of time, which was so funny. Like, especially on Twitter and like the internet and stuff like that. It was just really, really funny. This was a tweet from Milk Astrology. It's just the word milk and then astrology but put together, so Milk Astrology, at Milk Astrology. The rich people in the stock market literally blocked average Americans from being able to buy stocks from GameStop so that they would stop losing their money, and this has never happened before. She went on to say that they didn't like that average Americans were being able to earn money. The glass ceiling is thick, you guys. And I think that says a lot about just the way, you know, all of our systems were set up, our money systems, our social systems, our religious systems, you know. It's really interesting how, like, on a fundamental level, it all kind of goes back to these roots of fascism, patriarchy, white supremacy, and other notions that are really toxic to us. But yeah, that shit was wild. And basically, my friend was like, you know, go invest in Dogecoin. I think that's how you say it. Okay. Dogecoin? Dogecoin? I really couldn't be fucked to pronounce it right. But she said, go invest. Oh my god. Okay, anyways, my friend Ivy, who I'm going to link her out over here, she said, go invest in Dogecoin, Dogecoin. I don't know how you say it, but you know what I'm talking about. DOGE coin. Nokia, AMC, and GameStop. So those were like the 5, right? Or no, that's 4. Yeah, 4. The 4 that... So those were the 4 that were like circulating around to be like, you know, hot buy-ins and stuff like that. And again, I'm like just trying to report on this. I don't personally have any investments out yet. I do have like an app that takes investment money out for me, but I haven't selected my investment like sources. Does that make sense? Yeah, I hope that makes enough sense. But yeah, but I'm like literally getting just into it recently. But with that being said, I have not invested in any of these stocks, so please don't take my word or advice on it. This is just what people were saying, you know, in this Reddit thread, and it's working for a lot of people. But I am by no means someone that you should try to emulate in any way in this regard, because I don't personally have any stocks invested, or any investments in any stocks is how I should say it. But some of my friends do, and I just want to keep you guys privy to this information while I'm still kind of figuring it out, like, as well. So anyways, if you guys are interested in the Reddit group, that is the new Reddit group that is up, that is kind of keeping people up to date, go ahead and message me and I will send you the link to the Reddit. I also had another woman on Twitter who said one of the master crypto traders that she learns from on a daily basis told her in a session to not invest in the Dogecoin or Dogecoin, or however you say it, DOGE coin. She said, if you have already, you might be okay, but if you haven't, I'd highly suggest you not, because you are already too late on the massive pump. And her justification for this was, and her name is Plant-Based Bae, and I think I posted her food earlier, and this was like her opinion on it. Some people hit a lick and I'm happy for them, but I'm only interested in long-term investments, and if it's not projected to see profitability in the next 10 plus years, there's no point in it. And I really, honestly, I get where she's coming from. I really understand that. But also my opinion on it was, you know, does that mean you skip out on profitability like for the next 10 years just because it's not going to be profitable then? So that was like kind of my thought process, but it was very privy of her. I keep saying privy this whole episode. It's like my favorite word. The next thing I wanted to bring up that is kind of big going on, it's definitely trending on Twitter right now, and it's also big in, you know, popular culture and current events because it just recently happened, but pioneering Hollywood icon Cicely Tyson passed away unfortunately today at age 96, but lived a long, healthy, pioneering life to 96 years old. And for those of you who are not familiar with it, there we go. Now my phone going dead. There we go. That's who she was. Fun fact about Cicely Tyson and why she is such an icon, other than the fact that she was a trailblazer for, you know, Black people in the Black community. but she also didn't start her acting career until she was 30 years old. And this is a tweet from the Jahas Williams. I'll put her name right here. But she said, Cicely Tyson didn't start her acting career until she was 30 years old, and look at the legacy. What a beautiful reminder that God doesn't operate with the same time constraints we do. He's more interested in quality over quantity. And that's so true. And there's actually a Tyler Perry tribute to Cicely Tyson, and I'm going to put it in the next portion of the slide for you guys to see. And then another really influential Black artist to know on the death of Cicely Tyson is Janet Jackson. She said, "My heart is so heavy at this moment. I'm celebrating the life of a true inspiration to me, Cicely Tyson, an icon, a legend, a pioneer, a trailblazer, our queen. What an honor to have been in your presence. Thank you for all you've done. You will truly be missed." And it's just crazy that, you know, we see a lot of people from the past who should still be alive today who are not, like Martin Luther King and Anne Frank, you know, a lot of the people from the Holocaust. And it's a tragedy. It's unfortunate. There have been so many people, specifically people of color, Black people, who have been killed throughout history. And again, like I've said in so many of my YouTube videos, again, albeit brief, you know, these are cycles that continue to repeat throughout history, and not just for, you know, decades or centuries or millennia, but literally lifetimes. We do nothing about it every time, and every time we continue to allow it to happen. And, you know, I'm a big champion of the Black Lives Matter movement, and, you know, standing up and against fascism, no. But I truly believe that it is our jobs as, you know, people in general, but I definitely feel like too, as white allies, it is our job to stand up and really be champions for, you know, Black people and the Black community, and stand up to fascism and racism and bigotry and ableism and classism and all of the other terrible things in the world that marginalize and, you know, kill people. Oh yeah, capitalism. That's one of the isms that I forgot. Fucking capitalism. There's another ism that I forgot. So yeah, you know, let's be really proactive about dismantling the patriarchy. Oh yeah, this is going back to the finance portion, but Robinhood was also coming under fire, and actually this really amazing girl that I follow on Twitter, and I'm definitely plugging her because she is phenomenal when I'm talking about a freaking priestess and fortune teller. that she's a fortune teller. She's a financial fortune teller. She is a spiritual fortune teller, a socio-political fortune teller. Okay, get on her wave because she's really about it. But her name's Amani. This is her Twitter. But she was talking about a long time ago how Robinhood was like, you know, sketchy and stuff like that. And it really came to light that it was true. And it was found out that Google was trying to salvage Robinhood's 1-star rating by deleting over 100,000 negative reviews. And it's important to mention that Google has investments in Robinhood. So yeah, but basically that is just something that I took a mental note of, because I was like, you know, with everything that went on the other day, you know, with the stock market, it was just like, I think, important to make a mental note of. Oh yeah, and then a lot of you guys wanted to know just kind of like what my future motives are, you know, since I, you know, ended my career in journalism, I guess you could say, or at least affiliated journalism, I guess is what you could call it. I don't know. But I have decided to take out an LLC for my business ventures, and I'm really excited. And basically what I'm planning on doing is just marketing it as like a multifaceted kind of business, just because there's so much that I do that I make money from, that it's just not one centered thing, like one centered singular thing. It's just an eclectic mix of a bunch of different things that I do. But I was really trying to push out to my friends who were interested in starting up their LLCs this year to really get motivated and get started doing it, because it is a really wonderful way to write expenses off, you know, on your taxes when you do have an LLC. And, you know, simple things like that you use in terms of your business, like gas and things like that. Like I said, you can write off if you have an LLC in your taxes, but obviously there are different, you know, loopholes and clauses that you have to be mindful of. But basically, if you are interested in purchasing your LLC this year and you need some ideas to label your brand as, or, you know, a descriptive, you know, if you just basically need some kind of idea or basis to get started with your LLC or your business, and just kind of like the avenue that you want to go, there are a lot of starter ideas actually, like even just on the internet, as far as, you know, even down to like the most minute businesses, like everything from t-shirt making to being like a front desk digital marketer, a social media handler, a content creator, graphics designer, office cleaner, blogger, Facebook ad management, virtual assistant, cleaning, blogging, Facebook ad management, virtual assistant, proofreading, transcribing, drop shipping, delivery service, English tutoring, freelance writing, dog walking, flea market flipping, meal planning. Oh, meal planning, like planning meals for the week. That's pretty cool. Airbnb hosting, car renting, subscription box, social media influencing, which I said earlier, YouTube content creator, selling or flipping blogs, online course creating, ebook publishing, interior designing, pet grooming, electronic repairing, house flipping, in-home daycare, event planning, personal training, music lessons, DJ services, lawn services, social media managing, graphic designing, website designing, app designing, craft selling, organizing services, repair, landscape designing, travel planning, and photography, as well as freelance tutoring, affiliate marketing, flea market flipping, video editing, bookkeeping, writing, web designing. Oh my god, there's more. Interior designing, jewelry making, basket weaving, beekeeping, candy making, candle making, party planning, beauty, you know, selling beauty products or doing beauty, offering beauty services, boutique shop, customized glass etching, and craft making. So there are hundreds and hundreds of different businesses or business avenues that you can take to opening your LLC and the direction that you want it to go in, but those are just some startup ideas. Of course, the more I learn about the process, I'm going to be coming on and speaking about it more for you all, and definitely keeping you updated with my process and, you know, how it's going for me. But I hope that you guys really enjoyed this podcast. It's probably going to go over the amount of time that I wanted, but I'm just really glad that I was able to get everything in there, and I really hope that you guys continue to watch and subscribe. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and the little bell so that you can be notified for future podcast updates. I plan on doing this podcast every Friday, but if my heart desires to do it more frequently than that, then I will probably do it. But for the most part, it kind of takes a long time to edit these, and it takes an even longer amount of time to upload them. So realistically, this probably won't even get uploaded until like maybe 2 more days or like 1 more day, just because of my computer. But whatever day I upload it on, I will try to let you guys know in advance when I'm going to be posting the next one. But for the most part, I plan to film them on Fridays. So thank you for watching. And again, that's, you know, with this current computer that I have, just because I have not gotten my MacBook yet, but I promise you guys I am planning on getting one very, very soon. I've really been putting it off and not making it a priority, so that's definitely one of my next priorities to get. But just bear with me for now. Aim for the podcast to be weekly on the weekends, like Friday or Saturday. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy it. I am going to be having my dad on for the next episode of the podcast, and eventually I will hopefully have maybe 1 or 2 of my friends on. So it will be like a co-host kind of situation, and it'll be really fun. So thank you guys so much, and make sure that you send me some messages of different ideas that you'd like for me to cover in the next episode. All right, thank you guys. Have a really good weekend. Bye.